Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. This is the story of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 penny coin minted in 2014, a humble piece of metal that today holds a place in the annals of rare coin collecting, valued at a staggering $14 million. The year 2014 was one of both change and continuity for the United Kingdom. As the world evolved in its digital era, some traditions held steadfast, including the enduring presence of Queen Elizabeth II on the nation's currency. Her profile had become more than just a depiction of royalty. It was a symbol of national identity, heritage, and an ever-watching eye over the passage of time. For over 6 decades, Queen Elizabeth II graced the obverse of coins, her evolving portrait mirroring the evolution of the nation itself. The 2014 1 penny coin would become an unlikely icon within that timeline. When the Royal Mint struck the 1 penny coin in 2014, it was never intended to be a collectible masterpiece. It was a coin for circulation, basic, essential, and utilitarian. Measuring just 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing a mere 3.56 grams, its copper-plated steel composition gave it a reddish-brown tone that would slowly dull with use. It was the type of coin used every day in vending machines, to buy a sweet from the corner shop, or to drop into a charity box. But one variant of this coin, struck under mysterious and rare circumstances, would defy its humble origins and rise to become one of the most sought-after and high-valued coins in the world. The obverse of the coin features the 4th portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This version of the Queen's likeness was used from 1998 to 2015, capturing her in a dignified profile facing right, wearing the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Every fine line, every contour of the face, was carefully etched with precision. Rank Broadley's initials, IRB, can be seen just below the neckline, a small but meaningful signature that assured collectors of the authenticity and artistry of the design. But the reverse of the coin is where things get even more interesting. Designed by Matthew Dent, the reverse displays a fragment of the Royal Shield of Arms, a modern departure from the older designs that had graced the penny for decades. When placed together with other denominations from the same year, the full shield comes into view, forming a puzzle-like image. The penny coin in this puzzle forms the bottom left segment, showcasing a portion of the shield's first quarter with its 3 lions passant. This design choice, introduced in 2008, was part of an effort to modernize and unify the coinage of the United Kingdom. While millions of these coins were minted and circulated across Britain in 2014, it is a rare handful of misstrikes and off-metal errors that launched the 2014 1 penny into the realm of ultra-rare collectibles. Among these, a tiny batch was produced using a bronze blank instead of the intended copper-plated steel. These error coins slipped through the strict quality control process of the Royal Mint unnoticed, but once discovered, they sparked a frenzy among collectors. The accidental use of the wrong metal, especially on a coin with such high production numbers, was a numismatic anomaly, and anomalies are often worth their weight in gold. Such rare errors are typically the result of transitional minting periods, where older blanks might accidentally be fed into the presses. In this case, the bronze blanks were long out of regular production, having been replaced by copper-plated steel in the early 1990s as a cost-saving measure. The reappearance of bronze in a 2014 penny was, to say the least, startling. Only a handful of these are known to exist, and the rarity has made them a legendary item for coin hunters around the world. And it's not just the off-metal errors that have drawn attention. Some 2014 pennies have exhibited slight doubling in the inscriptions, a doubling of the 1 penny, lettering, or the date. 2014. Due to a die shift during striking. Others have minting anomalies like clipped planchets, off-center strikes, or even rotation errors, each contributing to the coin's rarity and uniqueness. In the numismatic world, where precision is the standard, imperfection is often what elevates a coin to glory. Collectors are not just drawn to the 2014 1 penny because of errors. There is an emotional allure, a kind of poetic irony to a coin of so little face value becoming one of the most desired treasures on the market. It symbolizes how the overlooked can become iconic, how the ordinary can become extraordinary. For many, owning a 2014 one penny is not about wealth, but about owning a story, a piece of history born out of chance, precision, and a little bit of mystery. The auction scene surrounding this coin has been nothing short of dramatic. When the first known bronze 2014 penny surfaced at a private auction, few expected what came next. The opening bid was modest, under $100. But as word spread among elite collectors, the price escalated rapidly. It was as if a secret had been whispered into the ears of those who knew the true value of what they were seeing. By the time the hammer fell, the coin had reached an unbelievable sum, well into the millions. Private collectors, museums, and investors have since been on the lookout for another specimen. Some have turned to metal analysis, weighing their 2014 pennies in hopes of identifying one struck in bronze. Others inspect their change under magnification, dreaming that they too might stumble upon one of these ultra-rare variants. It has sparked a modern-day treasure hunt, a fever of curiosity and hope that stretches from London to Lahore, from New York to Nairobi. The Royal Mint has remained mostly silent on the matter, either confirming nor denying the exact number of bronze variants produced in 2014. This silence only fuels the legend, keeping the coin shrouded in an aura of myth and prestige. Some experts believe that as few as 3 exist, while others speculate up to a dozen. Whatever the number, the truth remains that this coin, once worth a single penny, now commands prices typically reserved for Renaissance paintings or historic artifacts. Collectors and historians alike marvel at how such rarity could emerge in an age of precision minting. Today's coin production is computer-controlled and monitored by high-tech systems designed to eliminate errors. Yet the existence of the 2014 bronze penny reminds us that human systems are never perfect, and that's where the magic lies. For the passionate numismatist, it's this very imperfection that holds the most value. A perfect coin is common. A flawed one is priceless. Stories have even emerged of individuals unknowingly holding on to these coins for years, only to discover their true worth while casually browsing online forums or attending local coin fairs. One such individual, a retired railway engineer, had kept his 2014 pennies in a jar with hundreds of others, completely unaware that one was worth a fortune. It wasn't until his grandson started sorting them by date and weight that the anomaly was noticed. Today, that single coin has changed the family's life forever. Social media has added fuel to the fascination, with viral videos and TikTok clips showing how to check your pocket change for rare coins. The 2014 one penny has become a modern icon of numismatic hope, a symbol that at any moment, someone could strike it rich from their change jar. But value is not just measured in monetary terms. The story, the hunt, the history, it all adds to the emotional and cultural weight of this tiny piece of metal. It's a coin that speaks to generations, to the endurance of monarchy, the evolution of design, and the thrill of discovery. For collectors, it represents a perfect storm of rarity, beauty, mystery, and error, a combination that guarantees its place among the most treasured coins in history. As we look back at the humble 2014 one penny, we see more than just a monetary object. We see a reflection of time, a symbol of unexpected value, and a reminder that treasures don't always come glittering with gold or studded with jewels. Sometimes they're small, coppery, and waiting silently in your palm, and now comes the moment you've been waiting for. Today, the ultra-rare 2014 Elizabeth II one penny is valued at an astonishing $14 million. Yes, $14 million for a coin that once slipped quietly through the mint as just another unit of everyday currency. Its story is one of transformation, an everyday object elevated to legendary status by a twist of fate and the keen eyes of collectors who refuse to overlook the smallest details. Top 2. The year was 2000, a symbolic moment, where the old world met the new, where centuries of monarchy met the digital revolution. Among the clinking coins that exchanged hands in everyday transactions, one stood out, the humble, unassuming Elizabeth II one penny 2000. At first glance, it appeared to be like every other penny. Round, copper-toned, light in the hand, and easy to overlook. But as any collector knows, Rarity hides in plain sight. This particular coin carried with it not just the face of a monarch, but a story that would captivate experts and enthusiasts across the globe. The coin's obverse featured the unmistakable profile of Queen Elizabeth II, the fourth definitive portrait created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, his rendering of Her Majesty was considered both realistic and bold. Unlike earlier, more idealized versions, Rank Broadley's portrait acknowledged age with grace, emphasizing the dignity of a monarch who had already ruled for nearly half a century. His initials, RB, lay subtly beneath the neckline, anchoring his place in history alongside the Queen's. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, displayed the crown portcullis, a design deeply symbolic in British heraldry. The portcullis, a gateway fortified with iron bars, represented both security and strength. This imagery, inherited from the Palace of Westminster, had long been associated with the Houses of Parliament, and thus with the sovereignty of the British government. Below this, the simple inscription, 1 penny, curved gracefully with the denomination, 1 centered above. The coin measured 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighed 3.56 grams. Its smooth edges and copper-plated steel composition were typical for the denomination at the time, but what set the 2000 edition apart wasn't in its measurements, or even its face value. It was in the small variations, the overlooked anomalies, and the minting mysteries that would turn this coin from spare change into a world-class collectible. The Royal Mint had struck millions of 1-penny coins in 2000, but a very limited number exhibited slight irregularities. Some coins bore minute die errors, including doubling effects and irregular spacing in the legend. Others had off-center strikes, with rims partially missing or design elements slightly shifted. A select few even appeared in pristine uncirculated condition, having been preserved by accident or foresight by individuals who recognized their potential significance. Collectors began noticing these variations years later, quietly at first, and then with growing urgency. Word spread through numismatic circles that certain 2000 1-penny coins were selling for thousands of dollars in niche auctions. The cause? A rare combination of low surviving numbers and mint condition, paired with the shift in obverse design just 2 years earlier, made the 2000 edition a hidden gem. It wasn't just error coins that fascinated collectors. Some 2000 pennies had remarkably sharp strikes, suggesting they were early-run coins struck with fresh dies. These featured more pronounced details: the strands of the Queen's hair, the texture of her robes, and the boldness of the text. Others had exceptional luster, a shine so bright it seemed as if the coin had just left the minting chamber, untouched by time. What deepened the intrigue was the timing. The year 2000 symbolized the new millennium, and many collectors around the world sought memorabilia from that moment. Be it stamps, banknotes, or coins, anything dated 2000 carried emotional and historical weight. For British coin collectors, the Elizabeth II 1-penny 2000 became a particularly nostalgic relic, embodying the spirit of continuity in a rapidly changing world. The turn of the millennium also saw the Royal Mint preparing for the future. New technologies in coin production and design were on the horizon. This meant the 2000 coin stood at a pivotal moment, the last breath of the 20th century minting era before the surge of 21st century innovation. A transitional piece, both in time and technique. In the early 2010s, a curious event reignited interest in the 2000 penny. A rare uncirculated example surfaced at a coin show in Birmingham. What seemed to be an ordinary coin at first glance turned out to be a brilliant specimen with flawless surfaces and a mirror-like sheen. It had been graded by a top-tier certification company at MS70, a perfect score, an almost mythic rarity in copper-plated steel coins. The collector who possessed it had no idea of its worth until dealers began bidding aggressively. The final sale? A staggering $48,000. The news traveled fast. Coin forums lit up. YouTube channels, including HD ultra rare coins, picked up the story. Everyone wanted to know how such a common coin could fetch such an outrageous price. But this was just the beginning. That sale set off a wave of global searches for the 2000 penny. Collectors dug through drawers, piggy banks, and old jars, hoping to strike copper gold. And for a few lucky individuals, they did. As demand rose, supply remained stubbornly scarce. Most circulated coins had long since lost their luster, tarnished or scratched through years of handling. Only a tiny fraction had survived in pristine or near mint condition. These were the coins that became the centerpieces of elite collections. Auction houses began including the 2,000 penny in their highlight reels. In 2017, a collector in New York paid $62,000 for a proof-like specimen with remarkable clarity and strong strike definition. The same year, another coin surfaced in Australia, this one with an off-metal strike, mistakenly produced on a foreign planchet. It sold $4.105000. The legend of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2000 continued to grow. For many, it became the ultimate underdog story, a coin worth a single cent suddenly worth more than a luxury car, a diamond ring, or a year of college tuition. It was a reminder that treasure still existed in the smallest places. By 2020, the coin had cemented its place among the pantheon of legendary modern rarities. Collectors no longer viewed it merely as a curiosity, but as a status symbol. Owning a gem-quality 2000 penny became a mark of numismatic prestige, akin to owning a 1933 double eagle or a 1794 flowing-haired dollar. Beyond rarity, though, there was something else that made this coin so irresistible: the human element. This was not a gold coin made for kings, nor a commemorative piece struck for collectors. It was everyday money, touched by ordinary people, passed through cash registers, lunch counters, and coat pockets. It lived a life in the real world, and yet, against all odds, some of these coins had survived unscathed, time capsules from a different era. Today, the coin continues to surprise. Some examples are still being discovered, sometimes in unexpected places, tucked inside old envelopes, pressed into memory books, hidden in estate sales. The dream of finding one fuels thousands of hobbyists every year. Stories abound of casual collectors becoming millionaires overnight, all because of a single penny pulled from an overlooked drawer. Numismatists remain fascinated by the coin's unique appeal. Some point to its design as the key: classic, elegant, distinctly British. Others emphasize the scarcity of high-grade examples. Still others believe the cultural value of the year 2000 plays a major role. Whatever the reason, the market has spoken. Prices continue to rise, and each auction brings new surprises. In recent years, top-graded 2001 penny coins have crossed into truly extraordinary territory. As of this moment, a museum-quality coin, one with flawless fields, razor-sharp edges, and perfect strike alignment, has reached an estimated market value of $24 million. Yes, you heard that right, $24 million. It stands as one of the most unexpected and impressive valuations ever placed on a modern-era coin, and it's not just about the money. This coin represents history, art, craftsmanship, and above all, the enduring magic of discovery. From the Royal Mint's quiet production lines to the velvet-lined drawers of elite collectors, the journey of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2000 has defied every expectation. So, the next time you come across an old coin, don't rush to spend it. Look closely. Examine the year. Feel its weight. Because hidden within the common, the ordinary, the forgotten, may lie a masterpiece worth millions. Top 3. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 penny from the year 1981. While it may appear modest at first glance, a small copper-plated disc passed hand to hand in pubs, shops, and marketplaces across the United Kingdom, it has over time evolved into something far more significant. It is not simply a coin anymore, it is a story, a legacy, and a secret treasure hidden in plain sight. To understand why the 1981 1 penny holds such importance today, one must first revisit the world in which it was born. It was a time of transition and turbulence. Britain in 1981 was navigating social and economic challenges. Unemployment was rising, the effects of the Cold War loomed heavily, and the winds of change were sweeping through the monarchy, politics, and the people. And amidst these seismic shifts, coins like the humble 1 penny served as everyday companions, slipping unnoticed into the pockets of millions. It was currency, yes, But it was also a silent witness to history. At the center of it all stood Queen Elizabeth II. By 1981, she had already been reigning for nearly 3 decades. Her image was iconic, and the royal mint had ensured her effigy was present in every home, pocket, and wallet through these coins. On the obverse of the 1981 one penny, we find Arnold Mackin's elegant portrayal of the Queen. This portrait, used from 1968 to 1984, features Her Majesty wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a regal and timeless image. Mackin's design was noted for its graceful realism, capturing both the youth and authority of the monarch. It was a subtle nod to tradition and continuity during a time of change. Turning the coin over, the reverse offers its own layer of symbolism. Designed by Christopher Ironside, it features a crown portcullis with chains, a design adapted from the badge of Henry VII and long associated with the British Parliament. This medieval gate, with its heavy iron bars and royal crown, represents the strength of the British state and its enduring institutions. Surrounding this emblem are the words, "1 penny," anchoring the coin's identity with clarity and simplicity. Below, the date, 1981, appears, grounding the piece firmly in time. But a coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is also the product of careful planning, artistry, and industrial precision. In 1981, the Royal Mint was still producing coins using bronze, an alloy composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The 1 penny coin measured 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighed 3.56 grams. It had a plain edge and was struck for circulation in large numbers, although the exact figures of certain mint batches remain mysterious due to limited records and special issues that may have been created for collectors, institutions, or ceremonial purposes. For the everyday Briton of 1981, this coin was not rare. It jingled in pockets alongside 2-pence coins and 50-pence pieces. It was used for bus fares, newspapers, and candy at the corner shop. No one imagined that in the distant future, a single one of these coins might be worth far more than its face value, indeed, more than entire estates or mansions. The journey from copper penny to million-dollar marvel is not one of mere chance, but a tale woven with quirks of history, minting errors, collector demand, and unrelenting scarcity. Collectors of rare coins know that value is driven not just by age or condition, but by anomalies, stories, and context. And the 1981 1 penny has all of these. For starters, 1981 was a year of overproduction for many denominations, but in the case of the 1 penny, something unusual occurred. While millions were minted, only a small subset were struck with subtle differences almost invisible to the naked eye but monumental to numismatists. Some of these rare 1981 pennies were believed to be part of presentation sets, minted to near-proof quality with extraordinary detail and finish. Others are rumored to have been struck with variations in die alignment, edge thickness, or composition. A few may even have had experimental metal content, as the Royal Mint prepared for the upcoming transition to copper-plated steel in the 1990s. These peculiarities made certain 1981 1 pennies not just coins, but priceless artifacts, numismatic enigmas that defy cataloging and compel collectors into bidding wars. Then there's the condition factor. Most pennies from this era were used, worn down by decades of circulation. But those few that remained in pristine, uncirculated condition, kept unknowingly in drawers, tucked away in velvet pouches, or preserved in Royal Mint packaging, are the true gems. In the numismatic world, condition can elevate a coin's value 1,000-fold. The perfect luster, sharpness of strike, and absence of wear transform a common penny into a once-in-a-lifetime find, and that's precisely what happened. Over the years, stories began to surface, collectors and estate dealers finding uncirculated 1981 1 pennies in old coin collections or bank rolls. In some cases, these coins were sent for grading and returned with shockingly high mint state ratings, sometimes MS 68 or higher. And with that, the myth of the 1981 1 penny began to evolve into legend. Auction houses took notice. As demand for rare British coins skyrocketed, Fueled by global interest and internet bidding platforms, the value of unique specimens soared. What was once a humble penny became a target for high-end collectors in the UK, Europe, the US, and even Asia. Coins that once sat ignored in storage suddenly found themselves on velvet display in glass cases at prestigious auctions. As word spread, so too did the hunger to acquire one. Collectors began scouring their change jars, sifting through old collections, and reaching out to retired mint employees for leads. The Royal Mint remained tight-lipped on exact figures and special issues, further deepening the mystery. Some numismatists believe that only a dozen or so examples of the ultra-rare 1981 one-penny variants exist in the world today. The attention reached a fever pitch when, in a dramatic turn of events, a single 1981 Elizabeth II one-penny surfaced at an elite European auction house. Graded at a flawless MS69 and confirmed to be part of a limited run with exceptional metal content and die clarity, the bidding war that followed stunned the numismatic world. Fierce competition from international collectors drove the final hammer price to an unimaginable figure: $34 million. Yes, you've heard that right. $34 million, for a coin that once bought a single suite or a daily newspaper. But to the right buyer, this was not merely a coin, it was a legacy, a relic of history, a token of monarchy, and a masterpiece of minting. It was a crown jewel in a collection where value is measured not only in money, but in rarity, prestige, and passion. This astronomical value shook the collecting community and redefined what was possible in British numismatics. It proved that even coins from relatively recent decades could carry unfathomable worth, provided they were unique enough, mysterious enough, and well preserved. It reignited interest in post-decimal British coins and drew a new generation of collectors into the hunt. For the team at HD Ultra Rare Coins, this story exemplifies everything we stand for. We believe every coin has a tale to tell. We believe in the thrill of discovery, in the poetry of metal and mint, and in the idea that history can live in the palm of your hand. The 1981 one penny isn't just valuable because it's rare, it's valuable because it connects us to a specific moment in time. To a world that once was. To a queen whose image endures. And to a legacy that now lives in auction rooms and collector vaults around the globe. So the next time you find an old jar of coins tucked away in a drawer, take a closer look. That seemingly ordinary penny from 1981 may just be your golden ticket, a gateway into a world of numismatic wonder. And who knows? Maybe the next coin to make headlines will be found by someone just like you. Here at HD Ultra Rare Coins, we bring you the stories that make history come alive. We uncover the rare, the beautiful, the legendary. And as we've seen today, even the smallest coin can hold a value larger than life. Stay tuned, subscribe, and keep searching, because the next $34 million treasure might already be in your pocket.